Hey guys, we have a brand new scoop as to when Daredevil is going to first premiere in the MCU, so let's talk about it.
Spider baby, shoot some spider webs. Thank you.
This video is going to be short and sweet and to the point. Basically, Daredevil has a rich history in the comics, both in his standalone series in which he originated, as well as crossing over with other Marvel IPs. So people were speculating, number one, are any of the Marvel TV side characters eventually going to cross over on the big screen? And if so, who? Now, it seems that none of them have basically crossed over. It's been the other way around, where the MCU movie characters will go into the TV side, but not vice versa. So specifically, it kind of discouraged some people from thinking that Daredevil, even though he was probably the most well-produced Marvel TV side character, would cross over ever into the MCU, let alone anyone else. There's a couple of different thoughts behind this. Jeff Loeb is in charge of Marvel TV, and Kevin Feige is in charge on the cinematic side, and then Disney separated Marvel Studios from Marvel Entertainment, creating even more of a gap. However, in more recent events, we do know that it's going to be all connected now, not only in the sense that the Disney Plus is part of the MCU, but that Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb might be making sure that there's no creative differences or things, that there's going to be more continuity between Marvel TV and then Disney Plus, which is also sort of under the TV, but just on the Marvel Studio side, and then also with the MCU. So that gives us a little bit of hope. Now, specifically in the case of Daredevil, there were rumors and thoughts that, hey, maybe he'll cross over on a Spider-Man movie because Spider-Man and Daredevil have a lot of team-up rich history both on the comic side, on the animated TV side, which is, just taken from that source material, and they have a shared enemy in common, specifically Kingpin. However, there were a couple different things that they had to take into consideration when deciding when to introduce him at the MCU. Number one, Spider-Man, even with the extended sharing arrangement and everything, is still a Sony property, so that has caused a lot of issues with Sony allowing the use of some of its characters in Marvel movies that are not Spider-Man specific, such as Kraven the Hunter for Black Panther as an antagonist. Number two, anything that they do, as you can see from the fact that they almost didn't extend the sharing arrangement, there could be continuity issues like there were with the whole, are the Edith classes going to continue in the Sony universe of Marvel characters, and vice versa, like certain characters they established in the Spider-Man movies, will they be able to continue in the Marvel movies and things of that nature. So that in itself also kind of throws a hurdle into that. Plus also you have to consider both the Spider-Man production schedule as well as when the rights for production will return to Marvel Studios from when that 2-year cooling period is finished, and then what they have on the MCU slate, either on the Disney Plus side or on the movie side, and therefore when they can introduce them. So before we get into this source, how reliable it is and everything, what this is going to reveal, it does have some circumstantial evidence that would support this, but take it with a grain of salt. This came from a live scoop from the Lords of Longbox, and granted, not everything they say is not necessarily going to be 100% accurate, but they do reference both Mikey Sutton as well as the Black Knight, and both of them have been right about several things before, even when these production companies deny it, even when other reliable sources contradict them. So take that with a grain of salt, but the Black Knight is considered a pretty reliable source by the Lords of Longbox, and he broke that Charlie Cox, and then this is the interesting thing too, is that Kevin Feige sees how popular Charlie Cox's rendition of Daredevil is going to be, so he's not going to soft reboot the character like they might do with other Marvel TV actors if they were to ever cross over on the big screen. This would be like the one exception where they would take the original actor from the Marvel TV and have them reprise their role. So that just is a testament to how great a job that Charlie Cox did and how much fan support from MCU moviegoers had for Marvel TV getting it right from a casting standpoint. Probably the whole Save Daredevil, hashtag Save Daredevil on the website and everything, just demonstrated to Kevin Feige how much of a smart idea it is, even just from a business standpoint, to have Charlie Cox reprise his role as Matt Murdock, Daredevil, on the cinematic MCU side because of all of that support. So the whole Save Daredevil, probably in a large part, is what helped to secure Charlie Cox in his movie role, if this report is correct. So Black Widow was originally introduced in a Daredevil comic, and she continued to reprise on more than one occasion. So the first appearance of him is going to be in Black Widow 2, which is probably 3 years out, if, with Black Widow coming out next year, and then you have to imagine it's going to be, even if it's a quick turnaround from one movie to the next to its sequel, it's going to be like 2 years. So, the earliest that we could hope to see Daredevil would probably be 2022, early 2022 at the earliest. And that makes sense because then they can start legally writing him into the script at the end of 2021 and so on and so forth, and basically start filming with him and cast him and everything. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Would you like to see Charlie Cox reprise his role as Daredevil on the big screen? Please comment below. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and hit the notification bell, and I'll be doing another video soon on the introduction timeline for mutants in the MCU.